Hello and welcome to Ref Sports. Welcome to the post-match show. I'm Vaibhav Tripathi, your host for this particular episode. And joining me from the Eden Gardens is Debashish Sen and Mohr Chaudhary. A delighted panel we have because both of them predicted Kolkata Knight Riders to outclass Gujarat Titans, and exactly what happened. Eden Gardens witnessed a high-scoring affair, although it didn't deliver the ending that a lot of people expected that because it was a high scoring game at the halfway mark. People thought it will go down to the wire, it will go to the last ball, but that didn't happen. Kolkata Knight Riders, emerging victorious by 29 runs, and it's a very good margin. Given the way they are, they are placed at the points table. GT still at second on the points table with 16 points, but Kolkata Knight Riders today outbatted Gujarat Titans, and who expected this? Of course, the start was far from ideal. Ajinkya Rahane, after good enough start, Ajinkya Rahane got out, and then that partnership between Finn Allen and Ankush Raghuvanshi, that 100 plus run partnership changed the complexion of the game. Then Cameron Green coming to his own and scoring that 52, 82 by Ankush Raghuvanshi, 52 by Cameron Green, both going unbeaten. Before that, we used to talk about Lynn Sanity when Chris Lynn used to play for KKR. Now it's Finn Sanity. It's Finn Allen who is doing the same job for KKR, and Finn Sanity 10 sixes in his 93 run innings. What an innings! He missed out on 100. Great bowling by Sai Kishore to outfox a well set Finn Allen, but the way he batted, I think it was an innings, where you just stand up and salute the batter for the way he played. So KKR at the halfway mark, a total close to 250 was always difficult to chase. And add to that, Sai Sudarshan got an injury, then he went off the field, and the momentum was lost there and there itself. Although there was a partnership between Shubman Gill and Josh Butler, but they couldn't, keep up with the scoring rate. The required run rate was never under check. Even when the two set batters were batting, Manav Sudar came in, but again couldn't do the job. And why he came in ahead of Josh Butler remains a question, because Josh Butler at this venue,
Nishant Sindhu came in. Nishant
Nishant
Sindhu.
Sindhu, sorry, Nishant Sindhu came in at three, and that remains a big question. Why Nishant Sindhu came in at number three ahead of Josh Butler, who has a good record at Eden Gardens. We were talking about this in the pre-match itself, but KKR bowlers did really well. Matisha Pathirana, so for the first time we saw him bowling, but again he went off the field clutching the hamstring, and now what is wrong with him? We will that we will get to know in the post-match presser when somebody from KKR will come in. But Varun Chakravarti also come in against the expectations. Not many people expected Varun Chakravarti to play this game, but he did play the game. But Shubman Gill took him to cleaners. Fine innings by Shubman Gill, but it was not enough. And a brilliant spell. I think the match-defining spell was bowled by Sunil Narine. I think he just keeps, growing in stature. KKR legend, the biggest, the best KKR player of all time. If I have to say, then it has to be Sunil Narine. So overall, a good win, a very comprehensive win for Kolkata Knight Riders. Devashish, thoughts on the overall game right from the start, the way Finn Allen started, that partnership with Ankush Raghuvanshi to Sunil Narain's spell?
Yeah, obviously, and it was a special win, yeah, considering that it was the 100th match for KKR here at the Eden Gardens, and the KKR players, they put up a very good show, especially the batters, the likes of Finn Allen, Cameron Green, Ankush Raghuvanshi, all chipping in with good, valuable scores. But I still feel they have two very tough matches coming up. One against Mumbai Indians on the 28th, and the last one against Delhi Capitals. So, yes, they are hanging in the balance, but I would still say that KKR's chances of making it to the playoffs looks very bleak. Looks very bleak. Means even if they win their remaining two matches, because the damage is done at the start of the season. But obviously, talking about performances of once again Sunil Narine playing in his 200 game for Kolkata Knight Riders, what a bowler he has turned out to be. Means there are players who have played more than 200 matches, but for various franchises. But this is one player who has been a performer day in and day out ever since he joined KKR. So brilliant show. Yes, unfortunately for Gujarat Titans, Shubman Gill once again playing a blinder, 85 runs, and as long as Shubman Gill and Josh Butler were there in the middle, it looked like they might do the improbable act, but that was not to be. When Shubman Gill got out, I think that the match tilted in very much in favor of Kolkata Knight Riders. Vaibhav.
More first things, obviously, you cannot take anything away from the way Finn Allen batted, with the way Angrish Raghuvanshi or even Cameron Green batted. But in the field, Gujarat Titans dropped 4 catches today, and that hurt them badly. Whether it was Mohammad Siraj, it started with Mohammad Siraj, then to Arshad Khan, 2 more catches were dropped. In total, 4 catches were dropped, and Kagiso Rabada, the wicket takers, Kagiso Rabada, Rashid Khan, Jason Holder, these three have been the wicket takers, the proven wicket takers for GT, but all went wicketless. A horrible night for somebody like Rashid Khan. Obviously, catches were dropped from off his bowling as well. But again, despite those missed chances, he gave away too many runs. Given that he's the strike bowler, and in comparison with him, Sai Kishore actually bowled better. So obviously, 4 catches did hurt badly, but you cannot take anything away from the way Finn Allen or Angrish Raghuvanshi and Cameron Green batted. They batted as a unit, and they didn't allow the pressure to go on, or they didn't allow the lower middle orders to come in and bat, because this is where the problem lies for KKR after Rinku Singh, that who will come in and whether they will be able to make that impact. The set batters took the onus, and that is where KKR posted a total which proved to be too good for GT.
Yeah, of course, you have to talk about KKR's batting at first. Of course, it was an absolute blinder from Finn Allen at the top. I mean, we know what he's capable of. He played a similar knock right here against South Africa in the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup. It was very similar to that. So, of course, expected from him. But again, everyone coming in and chipping in with the runs, including Ankush Raghuvanshi, was brilliant with his shots. I mean, nothing to take away from him. He was absolutely on point with his approach today. And of course, the innovative shots, the scoops and everything, it was just spot on. And of course, everybody as well. But also, like you mentioned, Gujarat Titans could have been much, much better on the field. They dropped 4 very crucial catches, one after the other. You can't expect to win a match when you're dropping one catch after the other. Catches win you matches, and it's a shocker because Gujarat Titans have been one of the best catching sides this season. So I don't know what went wrong tonight. Maybe it's the pressure, and on the other hand, maybe KKR do not have the pressure right now. Maybe they're just playing to end it on a high. They don't have the playoffs pressure in their head anymore. So that could be a thing. But you can't expect to win when you're not dropping so many catches. Also, I was really looking forward to seeing how people like Kagiso Rabada, Mohammad Siraj, and Jason Holder. I was looking forward to seeing how they do on a batting friendly pitch, because they have done well on their home ground, which of course I mean, it is to their advantage. It has grass and it's catered to their needs also elsewhere. But Eden Gardens is a typical batters friendly wicket. So I was looking forward to seeing how they do here, and they will, of course, introspect. They will find out where they fell short. But overall, not the game for not the night for GT. I even thought they might have been able to get it had Sai Sudarshan not been retired out at the start. Maybe a Sai Sudarshan Shubman Gill partnership would have done it. Maybe Joss Butler coming in at number 3 instead of 4 would have done it too. But overall, not a night for GT.
Devashi, as Mohar pointed out, that Sai Sudarshan got a good start. He played a brisk cameo before getting retired out. How big a turning point that was, because eventually when he came back to bat, he scored a 50 and he was hitting the big shots. So that injury, how do you think how big an impact that had on the game? Given that Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan's batting record together has been very good. They complement each other really well. And if they would have got that 100-run stand like the Ankush Raghuvanshi, Finn Allen did for KKR, things could have been different for GT.
Fair point, Vaibhav. Fair point. I totally agree with you because both Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill has dominated GT's batting throughout this season. Yes, it was unfortunate to be hit on the elbow and had to be retired hard. So they are in, the Gujarat Titans did make up really well with that partnership between Shubman Gill and Josh Butler. But I think the damage was done when Gujarat Titans, you mentioned it, when Gujarat Titans bowlers did not get the breakthroughs they normally has has done throughout this IPL in the power play. They have taken the most number of wickets till this match. They have taken 26 wickets before this match, and alone Kagisa Rabada has taken 16 wickets in the power play. So there itself is the turning point. Gujarat Titans not picking that many wickets, and all the bowlers, especially someone like a Rashid Khan, going in for 40, 57 runs in his 4 overs. In fact, all the bowlers, if you ask, means be it a Mohammad Siraj or a what happened? I think there is some power cut off at 5 of Zen.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so too.
um, yeah, Siraj going for 50 runs and just picking a wicket. Rabada for 40. Jason Holder, who has been instrumental for Gujarat Titans turnaround ever since he got into the playing 11, he went wicketless. So I think and the and overall the Gujarat Titans bowlers have failed to perform. I think we have. Where is Vaibhav? Anyway, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. So I think that's a huge. That was the difference for me when none of the Gujarat bowlers they actually got a wicket, and I think that to me was the turning point. Yes, you can say that yeah, Finn Allen the blinders along with the likes of Cameron Green or Ankush Raghuvanshi, but I think if you are to ask me what exactly was the difference between both sides, I would say that Gujarat Titans not picking the wickets they normally have done throughout this season. I think that to me was the difference, and obviously they are none of their bowlers getting those breakthroughs more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. But where do you think the bowling went wrong today, Debashish? Because they've been exceptional throughout the season. What went wrong in this particular wicket?
I think the, I think the wicket was very flat to tell you. I think
Yeah.
the players enjoyed batting on this wicket. Means obviously, yeah, and it has been the case here at Eden Gardens. They will invariably get the scores in around 200 runs. I mean, unfortunately, KKR haven't cashed in. Means obviously it is their second win in four completed match here at the Eden Gardens this season. So previous to this match, they won against Rajasthan Royals, but the other two matches they lost. So I think this is the first time the KKR batting actually came good, and all their batters, even the start given by Ajinkya Rahane, although it did not go on to score much, he got out by of Mohammad Siraj. But I think the intent, we have to say that the intent was there because there was never a moment wherever the wicket means obviously when the first wicket gone means both Ankush Raghuvanshi and Finn Allen just sort of they took over from there means they were not to be bogged down, and that to me I think was the difference. They showed intent. Mohor.
Yeah, of course. And what are your thoughts on Ankush Raghuvanshi? Because he has been delivering consistently in every single game, no matter what. And today he looked like a completely different version of himself.
Yeah, absolutely. 82 not out, 44. But that problem with him is that he was getting those starts, getting those scores, but he was not converting into a big score, and that has been the biggest problem. See, look at his scores in the IPL so far. I mean, before this match, he scored around some 300, 300 plus runs. But when you consider a Sai Sudarshan, 501 runs, when you consider a Vaibhav Suryavanshi as well, a youngster, when you consider a Ishan Kishan, when you consider a Shubman Gill, there are so many batters, even a Virat Kohli. There are so many batters that score more than 400 runs, and that to me is the difference between the names that I mentioned with Ankush Raghuvanshi, because he is a very talented batter, but he cannot convert those starts that he got into a bigger score. And today was a perfect case. So, and at the moment he got to his 50, he just accelerated. He just took, went to fourth gear. And I think, and he showed maturity as well. And some of the hits were clean hits, and obviously with the passage of time, he will improve as a batter. But yeah, as I say, obviously two more matches for KKR, and we all hope that they end on a high. I mean, obviously the next two wins in the next two matches even does not guarantee a place in the playoffs, but obviously it's always great to end on a high. More.
Of course. And also, do you think maybe Josh Butler accelerating at a, you know, before, much before would have helped? Or was it the issue with the batting order that he was sent at?
I think Sunil Narine bowled once again.
Yeah.
He bowled really well. He obviously he kept a check on the run flow, but unfortunately there were others. Anukul Rai, he went for a lot of runs. Varun Chakravarti, he was literally struggling, but kudos to his commitment despite the injury, fracture in a fracture on his toe. He played the match, and that shows enough commitment shown by Varun Chakravarti. I think KKR, Pathirana, we have to mention about Pathirana, means obviously 1.2 overs. Unfortunately, he got a hamstring injury and had to be retired hurt. So I think there were concerns. Had Pathirana played, I think bowled his full quota of overs, that would have been brilliant, but that was not to be. So injury to Pathirana going out, and Varun Chakravarti was not 100% himself. So I think these two injuries were a bit of a concern, but obviously because KKR made a bold move by resting Vaibhav Arora.
Yeah.
And much to the pleasant surprise for all of us, Pathirana, the reception, the applaud he got when his name was announced as an impact sub at the start of the second innings. But unfortunately, I think he very unlikely he's going to play any further in this edition of IPL if it's a hamstring injury, because hamstring injury does take time to recover. But obviously, KKR will take heart out by the fact that all the batters, all the key batters has contributed by way of
Yeah.
scoring runs.
Yeah, and also Devashish, there was a lot of buzz in the audience regarding Matisha Pathirana and if he's fully fit. I mean, if you could just explain to our viewers because he came to play tonight and once again he's injured. So there was a lot of buzz in the audience. Considering the fact that he just got injured. So is he fully fit? All of these questions were coming up.
Yeah, obviously, see, he joined the KKR squad only after getting a NOC from Sri Lankan cricket, and he joined the KKR squad on April 12th. So that's a long time. He has been bowling in the nets full tilt, and that is what we have been getting. But and so I don't think it. I think maybe the humid. It was very humid today here
Yeah.
at the Eden Gardens, and maybe because of the humidity, he might have got some cramps. But if he has a hamstring injury, then I think it might just be over for him, at least in this season in the IPL is concerned. But yes, hopefully it's just a cramp. And with hydration, I think he will recover in time for the match against Mumbai Indians on 28th of May.
Absolutely. We'll take some comments. Okay. Saima is saying need to give captaincy to Rinku Singh and Ankrish. Alan Green, Tyagi are the future. Even if they don't qualify, need not be disheartened because it's a good comeback they have made. Good positives. Your thoughts, Devashish?
Yeah, I think obviously we are expecting a change in the captaincy
Yes.
next season. But there is nothing against Ajinkya Rahane, but I think he has been a letdown, and which is means I won't say which is captaincy, but definitely which is batting. Today also 14 ball 14, he failed to accelerate in the power play. So I think. Yeah, it's time that we see a change in the captaincy for KKR next season.
Absolutely. One more comment is there. Tricking Awesome is saying this is GT's first loss in Eden Gardens. Very dominating performance from KKR, especially their bowling. GT have chased 200 plus only twice, and both these chases came against DC in 2025. Of course, very dominating batting performance. What are the positives that you would take? What are your positive takeaways from KKR today? I mean, going forward to the next season, of course.
Next season,
Yeah,
I would
because
say
now,
at least
I
this
mean,
season. It doesn't matter if Finn Allen scores means obviously it's start of a new season. Next season it will be again starting from scratch, and you never know. Means whether some few of these players will be retained or not. But if you say, I mean, as far as this season is concerned, I would say Sunil Narine, he will be up there. Means obviously he has been the biggest positive. And he has been doing it time and time again ever since he joined KKR in 2012. He has always been the go-to bowler for the Knight Riders. So for me, Sunil Narin, yes, Finn Allen, he has finally come good in the last three matches, scoring that century, and now this brilliant talk tonight. In fact, last match also against RCB, he batted well. So I think Finn Allen is also has to be one of the positives.
Yeah.
Yes, Kartik Tyagi, he has been a revelation. It was refreshing to see Kartik Tyagi the way he bowled his heart out in this edition of IPL. Rinku Singh, yes, he did not had the greatest of start in this season, but that resurgence, that four winning streak, Rinku Singh did play a crucial part in at least a couple of wins. So Rinku Singh once again will be there up there. Ankris Raghuvanshi, yes, you have to mention the name of Ankris Raghuvanshi. So these are the four, five players who have been the positive for KKR. But obviously, there are a lot of negatives. I would say, means rather than positive, I would say there was too many negatives for KKR. Obviously, they are still to get the best playing 11, and that has been the biggest concern. And it started from the match number one in against Mumbai Indians where they lost.
Sorry for the technical mishap. I am back, and thanks more while to standing there. But my question is around the KKR bowling, because obviously, even though Sai Sudarshan he was taken off the field due to the injury, and then Nishant Sindhu came in, and that was a tactical mistake. A lot of talks has been done around how good Ashish Nehra has been. My question is, when Shubman Gill was there in the middle, whose decision it was to stop Josh Butler from coming in at number 3 and sending Nishant Sindhu just to match a left-hander batting, because left-handed Sai Sudarshan was out, so you have to bring in a left-handed Nishant Sindhu. And if you had to bring in a left-handed batter, why not Washington Sundar?
I was about to take his name. Where was Washington Sundar? Rahul Tewatia also came in, but where was Washington Sundar?
So that is the question. Wasn't it a tactical miss? Okay, if you wanted to replace a left-hander with a left-hander, you should have sent in an informed Washington Sundar rather than sending an
Absolutely.
experienced Nishant Sindhu.
I think tactical blunder. I think it could result from panic as well, because obviously I was sitting right where I mean I could see the dugout and I could see that I mean Shubman, Ashish Nehra, all of them were pretty. I mean they were tensed all the while. Okay, there was a lot of involvement. People were going in. Matthew Hayden went at one point of time, so there was a lot of nervousness from the dugout that I could feel from up there. But yeah, could be definitely it was a tactical blunder. Josh Butler, of course, I was a bit. I mean, I know Nissan Sindhu can hit those big shots and he can play a blinder, but then once again, it's Josh Butler. You have to bank on his experience. When Sai Sudarshan is unable to play, and it's not like he has not played as an opener, he also can bat in the power play. He has done it, so he could have walked in and he could have played a better. I don't know. Maybe he could have been able to accelerate a bit more that way because. I mean, obviously, but also, I was looking for Washington Sundar because, yeah, maybe they were just focusing on the net run rate by the end, but Washington Sundar is in form. Why would you not send Washington Sundar? And he was padded up and ready. I saw he was padded up and ready, but then, I mean, others kept working.
I think it was an overall a very disappointing day. GT where they made mistakes in the field, they made mistakes off the field as well with respect to your tactical balls. But I think if you look at a Kolkata Knight Riders, first they batted really well, and in the second innings, if you look at the way they bowled, taking few calls like not playing Vaibhav Arora. Actually, I was telling Devashish during the mid 12 p.m. show that today Vaibhav Arora could be dropped from the team, and that's what
Yes,
happened. Varun Chakravarti came in because see, Vaibhav Arora, this season he has been the biggest letdown for me from the bowling department, because last year he took the most wickets. This year better was expected from him because he had a great season last year, but he disappointed. But Devashish, I want to talk about one bowler who's been looking very impressive, although he's played his only second game, but so far has been looking really well. Swings the new ball, and he's a great death bowler as well. I've seen him bowl enough for Vidarbha as well in local leagues around Vidarbha T20 league. Saurabh Dubey, swings the new ball. We saw that against RCB, how he can swing the new ball against Jacob Bethel, Virat Kohli. Today he got Josh Butler's wicket in the slog overs. So do Saurabh Dubey has done enough, or does he look like one whom KKR can retain, and KKR can build him for the future like they did with Kartik Tyagi?
Yeah, absolutely. Vaibhav, if you ask me, means obviously when you consider that they picked a Navdeep Saini, when you Navdeep Saini, what has he done in the last 3 seasons? So when they have gone for Navdeep Saini as a replacement for Akashdeep, I think that was a blunder. That was a
Yeah,
total blunder because they could have gone. Remember, if you go back to the season, the preseason, there were so many bowlers who were on trials. Akash Madhwal and Simarjit Singh. There were
Simran.
so many bowlers, but they preferred to go in with Navdeep Saini, and I think that to me was a blunder. But obviously, they should have given Saurav Dubey an opportunity. But I think obviously the team management were a bit stubborn in sticking with Vaibhav Baroda despite him going for a lot of runs. Yes, he did pick wickets, but only 11 wickets, if I'm not wrong. So I think, yeah, but see, the problem is for the franchises, they are not, obviously, the team management is, they are not too sure or not too confident. I mean, someone like a Saurav Dubey who hasn't yet played, is not a big name in domestic cricket. I think there is always going to be a circumspect that whether to go in with him. Because IPL, it's all performance oriented. Means obviously, yes, he has to be one of the find of the season, but the problem is we have seen in the past that KKR has always banked on young bowlers. Means obviously, be it a Shivam Mavi or others. But
Kamlesh
yes,
Nagarkoti.
whether he Kamlesh Nagarkati, yes, in fact, KKR picked both of them in the same season. But whether they give enough opportunity, because Harshit Rana, we expect him to be back. Matisha Patirana, unfortunately, he has to miss out the entire most of the season. So Matisha Patirana, you never know in next season what happens. So I think KKR needs to make some smart moves when it comes to the fast bowling department. When it comes to spin bowling, I think they are more or less sorted with Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narine and Anukul Roy emerging as a good all rounder. So I think the KKR will have to find ways in trying to get a good fast bowling unit. Akashdeep, you never know. He got injured also at a crucial juncture. He was very successful in domestic cricket, means playing that semi-final for Bengal against Jammu and Kashmir. So I won't say Vaibhav a lot of worry means when it means the problem with KKR is that they haven't clicked as a unit. Means right from match number one against Mumbai Indians.
Yeah, I think they struggle to find their ideal playing 11, which a lot of teams do, especially before the halfway mark, before they touch the halfway mark. And it also, you have to keep in mind a lot of injuries to their key players, first choice players, did make an impact in their season, but they would want to, finish on a strong note, and they have a lot of reasons to do, because the last two matches they will be playing at their home venue at only the Eden Gardens. But more, just before we close the show, another factor which could have made an impact in this game was GT not using Prasidh Krishna. Last match, Prasidh Krishna came in as an impact player, bowled really well. Today, Arshad Khan bowled only 1 over, and that over went for 22 runs. Obviously, bowling Sai Kishore was a great move. He eventually got the wicket of Finn Allen as well. That made an impact. That made an impact of 10-15 runs. If Finn Allen would have stayed till the last, it would have made a lot of difference. Maybe 250 plus to the total. But not bowling Prasidh Krishna, not bowling a player who was the purple cap holder last year, and playing Arshad Khan ahead of him. What do you make of that move?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he has the experience. He has given you the results the previous season. Yes, maybe at times he can go for a lot of runs, but what one thing that we have to absolutely remember about Prasidh Krishna is that he will come in during those crucial overs and he will pick up wickets. He is a proper wicket taker. So that could have hurt. Maybe using Arshad Khan is the reason, is because maybe because it gives them one more option with the bat down the order. That could be the only reason I feel. But other than that, I don't see any reason for Prasidh Krishna to not be in the team. Some said it's maybe because of workload management. Some have said it's because of the combination factor. Anything could have been, but I think at this very pitch, maybe I'm not saying he could have made a very big difference, because the likes of Rabada, Siraj, everybody, all of these experienced players also went for a lot of runs and they failed to have an impact. But I think he could have at least been able to be a wicket taker, is what I feel. So, of course, I think GT would have to look back at their decisions, at the calls that they made today. A lot of them were quite questionable. I still don't know what happened with the batting order, and all of that is very concerning. But yeah, they have to figure out their right combination before they walk into the next game.
So the news from Eden Gardens is Finn Allen scored a brisk 93. Ankush Raghuvanshi remained unbeaten for 82. But guess who got the man of the match? It is the player who was playing his 200th game for KKR. So Sunil Narine is the player of the match for today for his brilliant spell of 2 for 29 in a game where bowlers went for plenty. You know, the best of the GT bowlers, Kagiso Rabada, Jason Holder, Mohammad Siraj, Rashid Khan all went for plenty of runs, more than everyone conceding runs at more than 10 runs per over. And then there was a bowler conceding only 29 runs in his 4 overs. Sunil Narain's magic. He still remains the magician for KKR, still remains the difference maker in the KKR side, and the legend of Sunil Narain keeps on going, continues to grow. And on that note, we will end our show. Thanks, Debashish and more for joining. Good night for KKR fans, and you guys do enjoy your dinner. It's already 12, so do enjoy, and thank you guys everyone for joining.
Thank you.